Hello, I'm Pat DiCIcco. I'm currently an author, retired. I retired in '05 and always led an interesting life, and I wanted to put it on paper.
What kind of books do you write?
Well, my first book, which got me started in writing, was my autobiography. I was raised by my grandparents in a rough city back in Ohio, mafia influence, and had a lot of stories to tell. Should have been dead maybe 3 times, and I realized through the years that God was walking alongside me. So I named the book Running with God, because I knew He was always right there with me. And I got used to writing, I liked it, and I built a house on top of a mountain, and there was a rescued racehorse next door. And the horse got in my head. She didn't have a shelter, it would snow sideways, and she would just be standing out there. So I used to be a contractor, so I went down and bought the materials and knocked on the lady's door and said, I want to build a shelter for your horse. And she said, I can't afford to pay you. I said, I'm not doing it for you, I'm doing it for the horse. So the horse got in my head. And I used to give her carrots every day because she was alone. She didn't have a goat. She didn't have anything. She was out there in the wilderness. So a couple years later, the lady died, and the horse became a rescue horse again. So I wrote a fictitious story about her championship racehorse who gets injured, becomes a rescue horse. And the horse tells the story, so she relates her joy and her pain through the years, and essentially wrote the book so people treat animals better.
Mm-hmm. How many books have you written?
The third book is called Youngstown, and it's a nostalgic view of the demise of an industrial empire. At one time, Youngstown built more steel than any steel producer in the country, in the world. They built the skyscrapers in Chicago, New York City, and then eventually, after World War II, it started to decline because our country started building up Japan and Germany. So then, and they reduced the tariffs, and it was cheaper for people in America to buy steel from Japan and Germany, and Youngstown went under, as did Detroit and all the cities around the Great Lakes. And what they used to call the Steel Belt is now called the Rust Belt, and it's a disaster area.
All right. So where can people buy your books? How can they get in contact with you?
Okay, the books are on Nook. You could get them at Nook. You could get them at Kindle. They're at Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and if you wanted to get a signed copy, you could get them from me, patrickdicicco at att.net. That's DiCicco.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.